How's it going, everybody? My name's Will Robson. You can check out my work at facebook.com/RobsonInc or on Twitter at RobsonInc. Sorry, I'm on my iPhone, so I think the camera's, it's there, so I'll try and look there. So, this is the second part to my London Super Comic Con portfolio review video. The last part was a year ago, because obviously the last Comic Con was a year ago. I'm still trying to break in. Over the past year, I've had a crazy ride. I did colours for Savage Dragon, which was crazy, even though I'm not a colourist. I've been in talks with IDW, DC Comics, and Image Comics. I met with Image at Thought Bubble with Eric Stevenson, who's a huge part of Image Comics. He basically published all the Spawn books, which are my favourite, like one of the books I'd love to do one day. And I met with Chris Ryall, who's the chief editor at IDW at the last Super Comic convention, and he liked my stuff, gave me his contact, and I've been chatting with him every couple of months ever since, sending portfolio updates. And I've got some stuff in my portfolio that I've actually done for him. One of the things I really wanted to do was Teenage Mutant Turtles, because as you can see, I'm a massive Turtles fan. That didn't work out, and they just got like the newest artist at that time, so I mean that guy's an amazing artist. But I did do a test page for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles last year, after that convention, and I've done some test pages for Dread, and I'm also I'm in contact with the editor of Dread at IDW, and basically just month by month trying to break in, still at it a year later, but I mean it's been a great year. I've made loads of contacts, and the other big thing is I almost potentially did a Batman book with DC Comics, which is huge because Batman's the biggest character ever. Anyway, so I'm just going to show you what's in my portfolio this time around. I have to sort of look slightly because I can't see the screen. Oh, that's Meta Rising. That's a book I just did. Barry Kitson cover. Woo! Was signed by Barry Kitson. Woo! Anyway, so enough blabbing. So what I got in my portfolio, which you should always do, like I think I said last time, is I'm a digital artist, so I'm doing pencils and inks. So I've printed out my pencils and my inks and put them side by side. That way the editor can see how I work. So that's what basically I'm going to say. So you open the portfolio. So I can see if I can get in the shot. It's weird doing it on an iPhone. That should be good. So here is a page from Todd. As you can see, the pencils are very rough, and I'm basically going to tell you what I would say to the editor. The pencils are very rough. I do them digitally. I get pencils done in about 2 hours, and I move straight into inks. And the reason I do this is because I work digitally, so the digital inks I can erase at any time and work freely. And then I've just got more examples of that from the same book. And more examples of that from the same book. So that's the first 3 pages of Todd, which is a current book that I'm doing. Then I have these 2 Batman pencil samples that I did for DC when I was in talks with them to potentially do a Batman book. It's another conversation piece while I have my portfolio to tell them this is what I did for them and explain that this is what my tight pencils look like. Then I've got a couple of pin-ups here of Judge Dredd, and I'll say last year I met with Chris Ryall. And I'm a big Dredd fan, because I know 2000 AD is going to be this portfolio review as well. They're not doing a portfolio review, but you can go up to their booth, I think. I did it last year. So at least I have some Judge Dredd to actually show them this time. So I got this Dredd, and they're old. They're not like, I'm much better than this now, but it's good to just have it in there, and they're still cool images. I've got an old Meta Rising page, which I still think is a really nice... Hang on, I'm trying to get the camera right. Sorry. It's weird because it's on my iPhone. God damn it. Okay, that should be alright. And then this is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sample page I did when I met with them last time, so I've got that to talk about as well. So that's my little IDW section. An old Meta Rising page, an old Todd page. I got some samples of colouring, because this is my grey wash tones with how I work, which is recent, which I can't really talk about. Don't look at, because I'm not allowed to show anything. And then I got Jed, which is a create your own character and stuff like that to show. A couple more covers that I did. I tried to get in on Snake Eyes, Agent of Cobra, but I got no response for that. And then I also have the Savage Dragon book that I coloured in the back. So a much more impressive portfolio than I had last year. But regardless of that, last year I only had samples from one book, the standard, and I had, I think, 5 pages in there and a pin-up. Not much to show. A complete nobody. I'm still a nobody, but definitely nothing compared to what I've done now. So I'm really hoping that it's gonna work out, basically. Because as much as I love drawing the books I'm doing, Small Breasts can be real drag just because you don't make any money. Not saying that I want to be rich. I would just like to be able to draw comics for a living. That would be great. So thank you very much for watching my video. If it goes well, I'll definitely post another video as an update from this. to let you guys all know how it went. So thanks very much for watching. You can check out my work at facebook.com/RobsonInc or on Twitter at RobsonInc. Stay awesome, bros.